not losing a top 16 spot.
Hot.
هات
Nades will not connect. The utility will not be there for Jody just yet, as the circle's slowly going to be actually pushing all of these players towards him. So he can maybe use that rock to his full advantage to take 1 kill on Nades and 1 kill on the Wildcats.
Okay.
Master Esports and Snake Squad are fighting 2 teams, and they're running for the top 16. 3 knocks onto the members. 2 knocks onto the members of Snake Squad, but El Chapo with the aid.
El Chapo, freaking stop! He's just dominating and bullying this lobby into oblivion. But an ASR though, Victor Power, you love to see it. Imperial. El Chapo will be saving the glory days of his team of Snake Squad though. Gonna get the last second res onto Senku. Satan gonna go for the push. Behind that car. He's apparently gonna go for, but they got naded earlier. This is still a risky position to go for when potentially they still have a few nades up in their back pocket. He gets another res. But Satan not going to go for the res. He wants to go aggressive. He wants to eliminate Snake Squad right here, right now. It's going to be a 1v2 versus Boycat and Chapo. And now because Boycat is going to get a first aid kit potentially if he's got time to do so. It will be huge. They are taken down by once again Boycat and El Chapo. These guys are legendary, but 3 teams are still in this game. Jody of Polar Ace is still in play. They did get rid of Next Congenials because of 1-2-1-8. It's going to be a game, 12-18, Polar Ace, and also
2 versus 1
this
versus 1.
This is a huge game, especially for both Polar Ace and Snake Squad. If they take a win, it's just confirming their chances of potentially still making on over to the league finals.
Snake Squad, 9 kills in this game. I said to El Chapo, play your own game, play to your strengths.
Jody, this is huge. 10 kills already for them. Potentially chicken dinner spots. Also, Boycat cannot hit the shots, unfortunately. If he takes second position, 11 kills, it would be insane. But Boycat dies. This is a huge game once again. 12-18. They're all fine in terms of the standings, but Polar Ace, this is their redemption arc. This feels like an anime. Seeing how good this redemption arc is so far.
Looking for
Bandita. It's going to be an AKM versus a Scar. Which one will be the mightiest? Who will be taking this game, Imperium?
First or second place can be the reason Polar Ace qualify or do not qualify. Game 1 of the day, pulled out a stunning performance. They will need to follow suit. Whatever happens at the end of this one, I'm giving my bets over to Polar Ace. The way they performed in this game, the heart of a champion from the Potato Hill onwards inside these circles has proven that they have what it takes.
But right now we've seen actually, you got himself a tier 2 vest for Jody, a tier 1 vest for Bandita, and actually the helmet almost gone completely off for Bandita. Yeah. And that's a huge actually advantage going over to Jody. He's got 40 bullets instead of 47. Bandita apparently going to go for the... a little bit tricky to really control. That's the reason why Jody has a little bit of an advantage going into this fight, because he has just better, tier 3 helmet and also that tier 2 vest.
Yeah, but Max, if you notice the terrain just ahead of Jody,
it's a lot clearer compared
to Bandita, and Bandita is on that slightly lower ground terrain, which does give him just that minuscule more advantage. Should Jody tiny elevator train.
Like this, you just never know. Literally, just able to get that surprise factor, spotting out the player beforehand is what can make the difference. But Bandita, he knows what he's doing. He's got himself a nice little spot of grass, a little bit higher grass, making himself really hard to detect by Jody. But this is just such a chill game. But once again, for you guys who did maybe join a little bit late, this fight is for Jody of position. They need 2 huge games to have just a to the league finals. This game might be the doing or the undoing of Polar Ace as a whole. The circle is going to close up in just a few seconds around these teams. And you said it right, Jody is going to be in a patch of clear terrain, making it easy for Bandita to spot him out and initiate with a spray on that DP28. Jody.
بالعكس بروش باش تبلا بشتو ده هذا بوي
EP28 versus AKM.
طور زين له
Which one is the OP weapon? It's going to be a test.
Green was not green here.
Oh my god, this is so intense.
Has a slower fire rate.
The other زين بالضبط للشيء.
AKM isn't exactly the best close range weapon.
EP28 is
والله ديتي.
The plume is going to be really hard. Jody
أنا والله ديتي.
Polar Ace take the win, and that is what they needed to do. The pickup from the Scrim Farm team over to Polar Ace is paying off. It's paying dividends in Imperium. And in this game, if they keep taking another great performance on their second game today,
نيت ساينس بكاتي روش لبقراغي دو هذا سنة ونس هروش قراغي.
Too little, too late. Is that going to be enough? We'll have to wait and find out. Before this moment, Polar Ace take that chicken dinner. And Jody knew, because of that elevated train, that he had to stand up. He had to take that chance. And he took it. He took hold of it. And he ended up winning.
بس هذا الناس انها تيما بارنا كذا شيء ده نفسه
they are sat outside the safe zone right now when it comes to the bubble here. Brilliant stuff, Imperium, to see them get the win. They really wanted to take that patiently towards the end, and they had a great position. I think it was on Potato Hill for a lot of that game. In the hard shifts, which didn't really help anybody for a long time.
Oh, no, it really didn't. And look, as I said during the game, Polar Ace have in no way, shape or form played to their potential. And I would even say in this game they didn't, but they played so much better than what we see.
All right, well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'll get you back here for our middle maps. Oh, the battleground's coming up soon. And we'll bring on Jonathan here to talk about this one. A bit of a rough game for a lot of teams here, boys, especially with these hard shifts. Like, it was hard shift central, never ended.
It was super hard shift central. As you can see, I've got a jacket on now because it got a little bit Polar Ace Ice Arctic action towards the end with your boys. Jody there taking it all the way to the end for Polar Ace. They really did need those points, and we were looking at it, and you know, we saw that actually they've made there's so many hard shifts going down to the east side. There's surely not many teams on that side of the map. So it was pretty smart in what they ended up managing to do, just holding on, clinging on life towards the
هجمون نعيدر ستوب شهادة درتي أما تو بيستهجمون.
We saw those two players. It was very cowardly. It was a cowardly ending. They were just crouching around, proning, and suddenly, you know, Jody's like, I've had enough. I've got across the Deathly Road, and now I'm getting up and going to shoot you. So I was happy. I was happy.
I think he did.
والله بنازم أنا
we did have X-ray. I would love to see exactly what the players see in some of those moments, but that's by the by. Let's take a look at the points coming in here from this and see what's going on. 26 points for Polar Ace. Wow, it is big, gentlemen. John, when you look at how the points that they needed to get here in the last day, 26 is huge for them.
I like that, Gentleman John. Is that my new title, James?
Cool, yeah.
Yes. There we go. But yeah, fantastic to be able to clean up those final fields, as Blank mentioned as well. Such a crucial time to get those points on board. That's going to push them so much closer to that final.
Oh yeah, well, I
getting into the top 16 would be fantastic. To make it happen. Joining good company. Not class game esports just yet though, so still be waiting for their chicken dinner to come. World of Wonders. So it's not the end of the world. But it's not what we come to expect from them, and that seems to be the running story for them over today, over the last few days as well. That they have just let it slip a little bit, and maybe they're trying to try out other play styles, other strategies. But it's not working, quite frankly, not yet anyway.
No,
in the last couple of days of World of Wonders Blank, but it's by the by. I think one thing that a lot of teams don't want to be seeing, if they're trying to be able to get to the top 16, is teams like Team 12-18 in some of those final circles. I think they got themselves like 16 points throughout all this. No team under 16 players wants to see these top teams taking all the points. They want to be able to try and accrue them themselves.
Yeah, it's not nice to see.
Top shots are
you're happy with seeing, but to be honest with you, I was actually going to make another point there is the fact that on that first page you did see 12-18, but alongside you saw Snake Squad, you saw NASA, you saw a lot of these teams who are trying to, you know, cement their position or try and get into the position. So I was quite happy to see it. And obviously we saw uncharacteristic teams towards the bottom like World of Wonders. We saw Team Umbra with 0 points total. But yeah, so I think that this game you can definitely see. I don't want to say the desperation. You can see a lot of these teams really trying to pull out those last bits of energy to throw into these league play to get into those finals next weekend. So it is good to see Unicorns are making with 6 points, which means they do have to have that cracker jacket of a game coming up. We'll see if they can make it happen. But again, just not checking their angles. SWAT 69 taking them out early.
Yeah, when you're looking at the early highlights of this game here, John, unfortunately, and we kind of keep harping on it, but it's kind of a common trend now where Unicorns of Love, they're losing people early or losing their entire squad early. But in this game specifically, they lost, I think, 1 or 2 early, which is obviously putting a dent in any kind of campaign that they can try and mount here on the last day.
Yeah, it was 2 players that they dropped early to SWAT 69. They sent all the way down south towards the buildings out to the west of Farm and south on the south coast. Obviously, pretty lucky with the next ensuing circles, right? And that's really what got them the bulk of their points, if we're honest. Being able to be in that new area.
4 kill points, 2 places.
Yeah, but 2 points, they still had to climb up just a little bit, you know. And that's every point matters, especially when you're so far down the tables like Unicorns of Love are right now. They're going to need a real strong game, but they did need to get some points. So every single one of those did count. They got 1 kill back.
I didn't quite track.
They still really didn't have the best time. This was such a troll crate, by the way, for El Chapo. He was taking some shots, and then the pink smoke just came straight up into his area.
Yeah, definitely did. And actually, we were talking about this position blank during, whilst we were breaking down the games, and it's a surprisingly strong position, and I'm really sad for him that, he didn't get circles that way, had to come down towards the end, but surprising amount of cover up there and gives you great sight lines.
زي كان دبي قبل خوي والله قبلها خوي أنا برادر كان داون بول هسا ناصر مشكلة بول بيا بس ندا بيا هم كان داون بول يك سنة فربو دوش زي كان هر سنيك زي كي باشر ولا
But that high ground is really important for El Chapo because it's very hard to actually get any shots onto him when he's prone. Like, you can shoot him, but it is almost an impossible angle to take if you are below. And he honestly, even though he only got a few kills from up there, which is still pretty good, by the way. Even though he only got a few kills from that position, he created so much suppressing fire from his team on that side of the map that a lot of teams kind of like shuffled away, shimmied down the sides of banks and little small hillsides where they were away from that firing, which meant Snake Squad could get into that circle. There was a few tricky moments for Snake Squad going forward.
So
Chapo giving them, that almost like action movie suppressing fire to get into the circle itself in the first place.
I just witnessed the final moment there as well, and despite the X-ray vision being on, it was almost definitely his gun barrel that was bopping up and down slightly to be able to reveal through. Put your gun away now.
The pop a gun barrel.
Unfortunate there, but a great win nonetheless, and great spotting here from Ace. Let's take a look at the total damage here throughout this game here from our teams, as I think it might be quite even actually considering all the shifts. And then I'm wrong. Yeah, that's the power of some work there, Blank.
Yeah. That's the Chapo Maestro on the top side, just sending those bullets across. Because you can see they only got 9 kills overall.
Oh, did it be did it
we're on about 1,500 on top of that.
wasn't possible
kills you could have had.
حتى EMEA خلاص بيتن أم بس كلاسيك ورك باوز دقم لقمي ورك لايف وشتي وهابو كم كلاسيك.
See that nice congenials with the 666 but only 1 kill, so not quite devilish. And Team Umbra there with 223 and no kills. Very uncharacteristic of that team. But Polaris is going to be very happy with those 11 kills on board.
بس ناي مقصدهم سكريم ودوري واشتانا كم بس دقم برك استحد كم.
Definitely so.
Crash
the
Code,
Nice
right?
Congenials actually is one of the teams that's been flying under the radar for the most part, but is still in that top 16 right now, John. And I feel like a lot of their points or distribution is coming from being able to and they're making it there, but I feel like maybe they need a little bit more to really rise to the top.
It's sort of, you need that perfect storm of qualities, right? You need to be able to make those smart decisions, be able to take the gunfights and win them out, and not only that, but be able to play off the back foot as well. You need to be able to decide to take those coin flips, be pretty happy with the results of them. So, whilst it is very important and something that we've talked about quite a lot, especially on Erangel, with rotations, you need those good spots, you need to be able to leverage those. it is also the case, you're right, that you do
No,
need to
no,
be able
nigga,
to
but
pick up the extra skills that surround it.
Bro, Clash
That's
of
where
Clans.
teams
والله
like Na'Vi shine.
صار
That's where
Clash of Clans
teams like
ذكر شوي اللي
Rust
بخش.
Game Esports also shine, and where a lot of the teams towards the top of the table shine. Well,
ده
there's a
دار
lot
بي
of
ام سي
wonders
يعني
recently.
حتى ويمي
Yeah, well, let's see
خلاص
who's
زين بي ام
shone
سي
brightest here for our top players when it comes to this game, and it will be El Chapo up in his tower. Hey, not too much surprises there, Blank, all things considered.
No, you can see El Chapo towering above most of the people. Bandita with 373. I think
والله من زودنا برو. I mean,
in terms of damage, quite
يعني ذوقهم نما.
Most of the time, people weren't spending holding the
finger
on the trigger, but rather they were just
helping it
downwards towards foot or in vehicle. Most of the time they spent was actually moving or repositioning into the circle, I should say. Because honestly, like, you get into the circle, you're expecting yourself, I'm going center, I'm in a pretty decent position. Or for Monster, they were like right at the edge. You just get hard shift after hard shift, and you're constantly playing on that back.
زو غلط ما كنت يعني غلط كسك زور ما نحب زور زورش. بس ده أخير دكوت لسه شانس كاكا تروح دقوا ما بكي زور بيرس شانس.
Those final circles, just because most of the teams have been more focused on getting into them instead of actually taking fights on the way down. Because if you're taking too many fights on those hard shifts, you get
والله برا ما تبيني بنهاية بس
certainly and go down early.
شيزي والله شيزي حزم لي بكات صد صد. يعني يستا.
Mr. Khalid getting himself another one in terms of the top 4 players here for the players.
حصل عليه اللايف ستريم زيادة بكم نايز زيادة اللايف بكم وشتنا. دبيت ما شو كده أنا لبوا من زور بمعنى.
That's right, that was weird. We have the Esports Mobile Games of the Year award currently ongoing here for Esports 2020. And you can help PUBG Mobile become the victor. All you have to do is head over to esports.com/community vote, and you can get yourself a nice little helping of esports awards. Let's take a look at the schedule. We've got 3 more games remaining here for you today. It's Sanhok, Vikendi, and Erangel. So we move into what is a volatile midday session here, John. Sanhok and then Vikendi here for our teams. Everybody's going to have their head in a swivel. Head in a swivel.
Absolutely, they need to be checking all their angles on
their
their 3 at the 9.
لا برافو تخاف بس بامك دبي ولا مت بكمها. لو أخلو لو عم ده كده دبي بس بكمها طريق. بس بامك إيه. إيوه هربس.
Sanhok, that fragging power is going to be a little bit tricky. It's Sanhok o'clock, but I feel like it's Na'Vi on the clock, right?
Well, I mean, Na'Vi so far, I think they put up about 353 damage total on their one Sanhok game they played with 0 kills. So, you know, Na'Vi might be struggling a little bit more than you might think here. It was one game, yeah, but I don't know. So I think that they rely a lot on rotates and stuff.
والله هذا قاتسن
frag out sometimes, like you say, James, you need to have your head on a swivel and be looking all over the place. But there are some big names in here.
Argelian
but in terms of needing to get those points on board, I'm looking at Alliance here. They can really cement themselves towards that top 16. Like this could be their one game that they to get into that top 16 and just stay there for the league finals, because you could take a lot of pressure off your back right now in Sanhok if you have a good game here. And the reason I bring up Alliance is because they're such a rotational heavy team. Sanhok is going to really prove a big challenge for them, but if they can overcome this hurdle right now, the hurdle in the future is going to be much lower.
Yeah, either you get yourself a decent mid-compound in some of those
تماشتكي أجهز لي تماش كومبتك أنا وأنا جد لي بدي بروت ماشام كاملو لي اللايف كنت حتى جت أنا من بيت.
Rise to the occasion. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'll see you on off, and we will get
on
to our Sanhok game. But before we do that, go over to the Twitterverse and do your little typies or with your little phone, as well as do hashtag EMEA League, as well as at esports Maxman and Imperium here to bring us to the jungle as well. Maxman, you kind of inclined with wanting to see Alliance do well here on Sanhok?
I want to do really a big shout out to
دقيقة تاكو كرمانتا
Alliance as a whole. Like they are doing.
We've been able to take wins, maybe not on Sanhok, I can't quite recall. But anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen.
والله فراق باشا كاكا.
Alright, thank you very much.
ها سانتكسو.
We're talking about teams you want to see perform well.
لا تا تيجي نكسوا.
Teams that know that well, but No,
That's the picket.
Like we do not know because it's like the most inconsistent map of them all.
No.
It is unpredictable. I said it before. There is also a way to
That's the
tame
picket.
beast. And you've talked
Cheers,
about
Sanhok.
Alliance. They've struggled on Sanhok in the past.
Kırık çak bize tekim de
a team
no
that
ta.
hasn't
Çak
really
bu.
struggled on
Sanhok.
Sanhok is Godsend. Sanhok has actually been kind of notably one of their strongest maps traditionally, and their team that are currently coming into this game in the 16th spot on 74 points. Based off the predicted cutoff point, all they need is 13 points. They're gonna wanna get more.
Sanhok is godsend, I would say. So overall, we'll see if they can maybe get some good results into this one. I was going to mention another team is Umbrab.
EMEA, bro. PMC.
That's a point down the drain, I guess. Alliance, they're going to make their way, of course, towards bootcamp, hoping to not be contested, because if they did, things could go a little bit downhill. But Na'Vi, you know, they're really looking just great in the standings. They're completely
Na'Vi
and do whatever the hell
the
they
robot
want. They're
can
going
be.
to go actually very strict on each other, as they're going to have, oh boy, pretty central map.
Like the teams
Yalla زي باشا.
looking out for Max are Force.
Alliance devletin de Na'Vi بتاعت لسر أسمانه.
Those are the teams that I'm looking out for, and as you do see, Alliance are going on to Vibes. Did they send all their players into bootcamp or just one of their players?
I don't know, I didn't even see them. They literally dropped on top of each other, so I did not even know there was another team in bootcamp until now. But also another fight's going to be happening as Punishers versus Class Game. Make it on through, looking really good, currently standing in third position. Zero chicken dinners, what a huge achievement for this team. After like, well, maybe a little bit of a weaker first weekend.
Dog, Class Down is شكرية بس revive the creator. Okay.
Absolutely shredding the lobby, which is really good stuff on Class Game. They were a team at the start of this tournament I was expecting to do well, and they did not disappoint in the second weekend, so really proud of this team.
باقتن أو الشارع شلة باقتن بانيان كلاس مدرم كلاس ده باقتن
So like, you know, looking at this phase on circle, it's gone up
والله نازل
It is again the kind of Sanhok circle we've seen since the update, where it is more in the mainland. There is that little bit of
مدرم كلاس ده باقتن
but overall teams are going to be pretty happy because it does create
خيني شانية وبدأ خيني نيانة
on those rotations and where you kind of want to position yourself. It's hopefully going to give these teams who
غلطك تقول يا غلطك أو خوان دانا يكذب زانا تسن جيكان سكسكيا أو غلطة سلهم لاش لو عنده
cornered up by the side of Class, so that means that they just couldn't go to like other buildings to loot themselves up, so there must be like very low loot, very low, maybe even just ammo in general. Not the best weapons in the game.
برام
كملنا ما. Punishers are completely unprepared for this fight with Class Game. Doctor's going to go down to a great nade of Soul. He's going to check the second one. Finding, oh my god, that's twice. He threads the needle. Soulless doing some insane God's work on this game. Though Selim going to push on forward onto Brusque, and Brusque, he's got the DBS. We thought that earlier. He's just not give a damn. We still got one attention to play of Class Game. Oh my god, Brusque is making it happen with the DBS. Gonna be pushing in through the door, gonna put himself in a sneaky position. Once again, I gone back to that, but like they do not have any meds whatsoever.
والله يكشي داون كبر زواني داون كده
Punishers will be out in 50.
We also saw Vibes being taken out, so the 32nd and 31st team have been wiped out of the lobby early on. And let's be fair, that's good for the teams again in the middle of the pack, fighting for the top 16, because the less unpredictability with teams who have nothing to lose in the lobby, the kind of maybe more predictable it's going to be for the teams fighting for the top 16 to read the other teams around them, like let's say Yali Esports, you know, like the Marines Force. So I kind of nothing against Vibes and Punisher, but I'm kind of glad the bottom teams have been taken out early, because I feel like it's going to benefit the overall end result.
Yeah, I think it could definitely put a few teams in a better position overall, but northern side is actually pretty much free. Like from Tap Mark all over to Mong Nai / the northern side of Cambravo, there's so much room to go for. And if the circle keeps on going up north, they can they might just pick up a boat. They've done that a bunch of times already on Sanhok, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them do that again going into the second game.
Yeah, the esports, they dropped in Paradise Resort. It's the center of phase 1, and we've talked about Paradise Resort as a drop spot, as a location multiple times in Sanhok, and it is a kind of place where staying in there for too long.
هشتر دركران بله هشتر دركران برام دركران خوا بس سبام بك.
Really get the information looking from that combat. You really have to kind of get away from Paradise Resort.
سمعت لا بكم ببيتا ترى رابع.
والله رايكن. Needed to deal with teams surrounding it, especially when it's in the center.
Bloodline sir, okay.
I just hope the snipers aren't going to get too adventurous and get close to Yala because that's where things.
Class زي زوباشة نازونا إيش مشكلة
a little bit dangerous.
أو لا شيء تيم يعني باورناكم.
Rotating away from their position, but I'm seeing potentially down south specifically.
والله تيم يعني هي ده بيش ولا سسر. سسر high grounder.
The area next to cave. They have to make their way up north. So if the Kanina Power hold on to the edge of the circle, we can potentially see a fight break out between Kanina Power and Ostek Warriors. And we know Kanina Power.
Now let's win Manina.
We called it the Kanina Mountains. Like in the scrims, they just every single time they're there, they literally never die.
أو شيء تقدر.
Oh
down. They.
Last Sanhok game, or in the first Sanhok game, and actually ended up going against.
غلط أوهاب برو.
I kind of hope they don't do the
old boy down.
We'll have to wait and see.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Bloodline. They've been waiting. They had a good old foothold.
ما old boy بقود راس down أبوه.
Waiting for the push of class game. Raised for himself a nice little initial spray onto Bazzi. Unfortunately, not going to convert it into a knockdown as of yet. But Selim's going to go for the
ويتا زور أيبا لو برام جاب لتسناد والله مو كم تكان دخينهم.
Those two teams have taken a big fight and a bloodline. I mentioned it.
جميل دبي بتهابر دمري. أي والله بتهابر دمري.
They really just can't afford to go out so early.
Both teams do have an area around them to disengage. But for Bloodline, it's so much more important that they
فيتا أو خطأ
move away from this team fight that they
أو والله نظام كله باورنا كم تام لعبهم.
and
ناتام
think
لعبهم
about
بخوي.
face-to-face
فراغ بريك
because,
بس أو
you
كردان.
know, they're in the run.
يعني فراغ
coming into this game in 20
تسنا عربا أجر بس زي كرتي دابيتن.
but that's
أي ها.
means they need two
أو سبراي برام.
Make that 66 points right now. Brownie might be picking himself another kill onto the side of class. And Selim, he's just like, no, it's just not worth it. He's not going to take that fight. I mean, he's currently like, once again, class game. They're looking super comfortable. Third position.
Vito Roche
like, hey, you know what?
برام أمن أنغو نظام لو عند السؤال أو سؤال أنا ذا كان أي
even though I said look Bloodline should
بس أو سؤال بس أو سؤال أنا
I'm all for them taking a risk because
نا برام نا
high risk high reward.
فراغ تيمك عراقية بس في كردن. أوكي أو نمزاني نمزاني هم يان كردن بس زراف كردنيا.
of the game on their side and
تساوي الكلاس ده أنا والله تساوي ده.
forward right and they've automatically created more space but in that time that we saw them fighting Marines Force has moved up from the
لكن أنا والله لايك أشوف كان تخوا باب كنا الصد لايتي ده هشتاف سينا باب كنا الصد زور ما نبع الصد لايت أما يساعد كمبر
next to Hatin and that is potentially Navi versus Godsend. I mean Godsend should know Navi and Hatin. Just straight up fact, like do your homework, you know Navi drop there. They tend to rotate a little bit slow away from Hatin from time to time. Normally they send a scout, but then they still keep the remaining players in Hatin itself. So Godsend.
هذا بس السؤال أنا برك وين يعني
no and
أجر اشتاق بكم بيتان دلهم تجر يعني أجر أرتسم كل بيتان دلهم قم تنبي والله تيمي ذكي روسي أما مس بيست لا والله كذا مس بيست نو أي والله هابو أي والله نا والله عفو راستا ميسيان بيست أبو برك زين روسيا كان أبو توري كان راست
rotating into the circle just yet.
بس كردا كان نا والله
that is
سنيك كردية ومزان سنيك كردا
in the early parts of this.
سكوان درتون
that was maybe the
no تنا وشيو
there's another bite they're fine Navi can
or Godsend
Godsend going to make it on by but Navi they're not really in position on the coastal line up north where they can really shoot down that boat for Godsend so I think that here the scouting of Reeves already paid off. They got the information, they saw, okay, Navi haven't yet rotated away from Hatin. Let's get into the boat. Rotate up north, and I mentioned it, right? The northern side is completely free, so that's an easy early rotation from Godsend.
Oh, Zambo.
Also an easy circle shift, going a bit down south. It does shrink the northern area that's available, but it's still not the worst thing in the world, and it does give a little bit of respite down south that they don't have to keep rotating, the likes of Blaze and the power, but if you notice, there is quite a decent area.
Vita messenger لك أما messenger بقوى هاشتا نوه تصطة سياسة. كروزر ايوه كواحد كم هتزعبش نادو اسالي قل لك زوسباز كانت هم يبكرون تجيش تعرف والله
to see where they're going to try and stop actually. There's so many compounds to aim for, but here's just still the northern side is still completely to take it.
Such a wide rotation though.
Like they're really being careful because Cal is Cal. Like normally there's always a team in Cal, so just like no, we don't get close to Cal. That place sucks.
كايك نابم لنجيشن تسن اوي تسن لايكي او ليرا على سان نسان نوت بنز لايك مانيا نوت بنز ان زياترا كي بيش باشا كي بي سي متزو باشا
hey, that makes sense, and they do have the time to move in as they are going to hit the mainland.
So we're going to see actually a few shots getting exchanged. Iraqi elite looking pretty central.
نوت الشش بابا جنا الصد ديت خوا صد حزم الله صدها
I don't know what you think, Imperium. I have the impression potentially Yala are thinking of moving maybe away.
شيطان ببوكس فينيش كرد سنيك مان بفوق والله مقوم نكد نم تاني بس انا وشي جماعة كد ببوكس فينيش كرد بس كاتبون اسكيو انا والله اسكيو بقوته
spots or gets in too much trouble, he can like disengage into the resort and then join up with the rest of his squad relatively safely. And then the rest of
بليزا على ساحلين كده حيلة
for the team
او تيم بليزا
it's still gonna be risky
Blaze though going to be assaulting on Kenyan
بليزو داوني اذا قبليز شو بليزو شستنو بباب زنم شستنو تركي على اساس حاليا كده ناي تيم كده بيكو فيديو هي بليز تمام شستنو اذا كاتر بس تقينا كاتر اذا لبرتو بينز حياته دس خوش بي على اساس حاليا كده ريكوردي شيء بريكوردي
No, they didn't confirm that kill, but at least by creating that knock, they automatically kind of
created a little more space. Okay, that's not good.
So I think it was overall a success for Blaze Esports.
I really like.
Was your point there, Imperium, because like we just
Alliance, Polar Ace come in from their PMCO. They literally qualified by 1 point. It was that close, and we might see something of similar fashion. It's actually getting really close in the middle of the pack of the standings, so it might actually come down to one team just getting that one kill that did not confirm, and then they regret it later on, and then they just get eliminated by 1 point, and one team they just stole it away. So literally every single point at this stage of the game,
دبير واسره
potential underlying impact on you.
بارنا كم بيت اخواري زور زحمت بيت اخواري
Definitely, and a little bit similar to Game 1, we are seeing a relatively passive early Sanhok.
الله يلا دبي قامك وين كيفيني
benefited by the overall clean circles as Phase 3 has popped up and
فوتبولس ببيد هذيكو قاش پر بانكر بس لاي بيزو باش نو بس لبو ناي خوشي بود انا يسنو والله
to break that is this PUBG Mobile Sanhok game.
They do have then Kato of Yala Esports. He said he wanted one player down south to just scout. He's not going to go outside, which I completely understand because like the terrain is just really harsh. I think the stand inside and on that little cliffside down south of Paradise Resort is just like the better place to really gather that information and feed it to the rest of your team.
Bashtreen gamer
very, you know,
كلايتو والله او كرة ناي فروزن لا يونيك لا يبتسوا باشا
Bloodline as well, to be fair, because they're on the eastern side, they're in the compound. It's low ground, but again, it's away from multiple teams.
Sniper داري كر
try his best to just run away from the grasp of the snipers, but the snipers they do what they do be doing, and that is sniping from a decent range. Where's AR? So I guess it's not really sniping. AR?
باشترين يلا زاني كرد ولا زور هي برام يكنيا بيتو زواب زبدة برام بيتو بولا بي ام سي بلاير كان لايف نابيت ممنوعة.
Blaze, they've gone into boot camp, which I think is a little bit weird.
نيفي تكسي اري ولا وجبة قوتها او اولد بوي زور باش بيكا
from boot camp up the hills where Alliance were previously, but Alliance closer to the center part of
كاريلو اري ولا او كاريلو زور باشا بس يعني تيمك شي باشا اي تيرجي لمن هم ناني هر تاري ناو تيمك بيكو زور باشا
still you can feel that there's some tension over here that a lot of these teams are dealing with, and they just know that if they take any
باقتنعوا قميتش هذا باتن
you get third party right after
يلا أنا أذكر أن شندرة
on those opportunities. So
وزم لا ألجيريا شو ألجيريا
and even though the kind of circle position general area
ويتو
of
كوفن شو
the
كوفن
Sanhok map has
إذا
benefited
كوفن
the
نسنيا
bloodline, that initial kind
كوفن
of
بس كلاس لبو
progression
كلاس
on
شي
the
باشا
path where they took down 3 members has benefited them even more, because when you look at Salem, who's the last remaining player, he's like way far away on the northeastern tip of the circle, and Bloodline have so much area around them.
Yeah, they got a lot of room to work with, which I do like quite a decent amount. Canina Power, they're the team that down south, they're going to fight potentially with Zoshtek Warriors and Frag Machine, so that's the fight I'm going to be having my focus on very soon.
فراغ زونا كنات اللي بفراغ هذه بيبرون
I'm not going to help it if Frag Machines and Zoshtek Warriors fight versus each other, and then Canina Power from the circle position, they're going to actually third party. So here, it would actually work really good for Zoshtek Warriors and Frag Machines to maybe just not go straight center, maybe just try and wrap around, just get a little bit sneaky about it.
And you know, let's be fair, between
تيم
kind of
كرزر
Frag Machines, Canina Power,
أري والله
and
وش
the
راسته
Force who we
قصتها
saw on their screens a second ago, the team that kind of has the most to lose is the Force, so they have to really respect their area inside the circle as the next phase.
يعني زونك هاتشو برواتن يلا دبينا وزوربي نعم هاتشو بروا يلا هاتزي خوي هي
We're going to have then a potential road finish here. It's going to be ending, like, I remember this circle, and I think Kalaris too remembers it. He talked about it actually a few days ago, like the fact that like 12-18 that just like that huge win where the circle was just
قميد يكم روجي PMCO
on the more southern eastern edge.
يكم روجي PMCO قميد دوام سانهوك أين نوزون أبو
really good, but I think the Iraqi elite might have a lot on their plates as team trying to contest that location for themselves.
I'm thinking Yala Esports, right? They're in the Paradise
Also, yeah.
North. That 12-18 kind of came from to win that game in Sanhok, but we'll have to wait and see as Buju kicks things off by knocking down Robadini.
Yeah, it seemed like Frag Machine going to be taking that position on Blaze Esports of earlier, but they are not scared to go for the fight.
استوان بإنجليزي خسانك نا فراغ بإنجليزي خسانك
That's going to be Canina Power now, underdone by the amount of players on the other side. Is that a word I do not know? The nades are looking clean. So much work on Frag Machines, and unfortunately just doing a little bit of tick damage onto Lord. That's all they will find, but Headache and also the entirety of Alliance and Blaze are taking try versus each other, while Frag Machines, Ralph going to get those smokes, pushing as well forward. Nice coming out from the other side of Canina Power, but Ralph will not be able to make it any further than that smoke. As Canina Power, just like, nah, get the hell out of here, this fight's not worth it. Blaze Esports, huge.
سموك أمرك سقط وسقط لسبك
They kind of got
برك أولا لا يبو باش
snipers
تدبي
came into third party, but now D-Lines have to look
زي الشكك
for the snipers as Frag Machines push their way up and try to put
قاق
more
بيت أي
pressure
بيت
on
والله بيتيار رقم يك أبرا بباب لا لا
actually keeping Zoshtek Warriors and Frag Machine, but they're actually working together to dominate the opposing side of Canina Power. They really lost themselves 2 players down to Asa and also the boy.
فراغ دي بيت إسا تايم روزون تو دو قيان مردية
If just one player of Frag Machine or one player of Zoshtek Warriors get close enough, they're going to chuck the nades, force Canina Power out of that building, and
Their reaction leader
down. So here, Canina Power, they're in a really sticky position. I do not see them coming out on top of this fight. And also, though, Frag Machine actually putting a lot of smokes over here, which
yeah.
not working.
Oh, need the wicked.
A lot of visibility.
Oh, no.
Oh, the grenade. Black, white, no, jump away. Oh my God! Don't ever do that again. Oh.
The snipers have been eliminated. The Alliance are up to
kills,
I think 6 or 7 in this game so far as Frag Machines push onto Canina Power.
Okay, I was a little bit scared because Frag Machine would deny himself visibility with those smokes, but seemed like they were able to actually use it in their favor and deny vision away from Canina Power. Nade's going to be coming. Was that self-nade from his teammate?
Oh look, KP
No, I'll take it by myself, but that's going to be Canina down to 1 player. It's going to be Asa.
Yikes.
Surrounded by Zoshtek Warriors and also Frag Machine players. How's going to move away from this one? Here, the Snake player might just be the viable option for him.
Godsend are getting very close to Bloodline inside that compound that is now outside the circle. You have the last remaining player, Salem, and Marines force so much area as they move in the circle, but Asus gets dropped to the ground by Rokus.
Godsend literally pinned. They're surrounded by the blue zone behind them. They got a huge road in front of them. And the only way to do so is by taking that fight over to Bloodline. And Godsend Bloodline, 2 teams that are currently fighting to make it and remain in the top 16. This fight is going to have a huge underlying impact on the 2 of these squads and the remaining sides of the standing. But look at that, top 4 players in terms of frags are all Alliance, Imperial. They're all Alliance.
So far for Alliance. That's double
digits, baby, on a map that they're not notably strong at least from what we've seen in the scrims in the EMEA League so far. But these EU teams, the Godsend and Bloodline, they're trading nades.
We've got Marley forward. I said that though the blue team's going to be in forward. They're going to cross over the road one by one, but they're not getting pressured up. They're not getting punished by Bloodline. This is a big surprise to me. Spazzy is Alan, left as a two-man squad. They're going to try and regroup back as a two-man team to use it and just concentrate their firepower in one good old sneaky little package. But unfortunately for them, it's going to be a hard one. The blue team's going to be on the players of Godsend. Godsend Marley's going to be taken down by the blue, but Godsend picking himself an extra knock onto Bazzy. Down to now, only one player is going to be Alan. He's spotted away. They can spray also underneath the building if they want. Alan's going to go down. Bloodline eliminated by Godsend. And Godsend, we know they do good on this map of Sanhok, and they're doing it once again as Alliance.
والله لازم باوراكم هي ستي بيكون روش دبسره والله رياكشني ذا
Bloodline in 21st out, the Force in 25th out. Oh my god, this is the end of this game. Navi is out, and all the while the circle shifts up, and this was the dam that I was talking about. This is the metaphorical dam that has been broken, and whoever survives in the tricky waters of Sanhok is going to come out on top. And right now, it's Alliance.
No, لو هاتي خوارد بابور لو بردك برام.
Alliance still take himself 13 kills, 10 kills over Rakili. I said though, right in the middle of that game, that they were in a position that could be heavily contested, but because there were so many roads around them and so many
كرت سكواد روش تبي روش راسنا.
Take all the kills start coming towards them. They did so.
They already know.
Also, this is a great game from Marines Force and Yala. Two of the teams that are fighting for that top 16. The other teams around them have kind of been taken out bar Godsend, but Godsend are under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really going to be putting my focus onto Marines Force. Like,
they're in
17th position, they're barely
أجا كنت ماشي أوجا ما بخوي تبي أليتي بي ألايت بي ألايت زي كان باشا now zone الشا كان هي.
He's sick, but he's doing also sick plays. I got to tell you that much. Goddamn.
Oh, now Marines Force only one kill on the board. Final 5 teams. Yala go down at the hands of Godsend, and it may have been the Alliance show at the start of the game, but now it could be the Godsend show.
Oh, Sally of Iraqi Elite take himself a bunch of
onto
Godsend.
Elite.
The nades are going to be flying through for Marines Force, while Selim of Class Game is just waiting in the shadow. So Orchis will go down the blue zone, Warbeers and doing with the rest of Iraqi Elite. Iraqi Elite, what a performance this game, but Marines Force, it's a team, you know, that's the underdog of the actually going to be doing well into this one. As Selim, you know, the Blues are going to take his life eventually, but Marines Force showing their back over. Maybe Selim can find a sneaky frag onto the Marines Force team.
Godsend went out, but they went out with 6 kills plus those placement points.
Finish.
To leave them in a good note.
The finish.
I can die in peace now. I did what I was supposed to do. I did. My purpose has been fulfilled. And that's going to be enough class game out in third position.
فريش بكرة بايك point اللي هو ذكر. وقتي هابو. لا أنا الله قام يخوي كل.
Reminds me of what we had on game number 1 yesterday with Navi versus Godsend. But the circle is unfortunately not in favor of Marines Force. They've got to go down here one by one.
Okay.
Sure, it should be fine, but they are not going to allow Marines Force to go for that rotation. They want to punish every single movement that's a little bit off place.
Team AK4X.
They're losing their own information. The sprays are coming on through from Miraculous. Marines Force are just losing their footing in this game. They find a third knockdown. That's going to be kill number 16 going their way. And Marines Force really will not be taking this game. It will be over to Iraqi Elite. Joker going to go for the last second first aid kit. And he will be going down eventually. Marines Force still sprayed down by Iraqi Elite, but Iraqi Elite will be... Come on, Ragnar, come on, dude. You're pushing too far. That's what we call being over-aggressive.
حتى درز الراس داون بو.
Damn. Man, it was just...
Play كردي والله نازل play كردي نعنى ناس بلمو.
Alliance coming up with I think 12.
Iraqi Elite بري. Okay. قام يدوم Sanhok. شاز ده كيلو.
Getting a good result with 6 points plus placements, and we have Marine Force getting second place. I think we're only 3 kills, so you know there's definitely going to be some obvious shit.
اشتار دركاينا.
Like the Force and the snipers, they might have lost their chance to make it into the top 16.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for them. It's not really good stuff, but like Marines Force, Kalaris, like they're doing pretty good on this game. What do you think?
Yeah, not too bad. They were one of my wild cards coming into the EMEA League in general, and maybe if they get a little bit more, they can push themselves up into that top 16. But this game, Imperium, Sanhok game.
اشتاهل يا والله استاخذ بي اگر اوانه تماش ده كان لايك تاني كردي راز استلايك كان اي تخوا 2 ثانيه 1 ثانيه 2 ثانيه شنو 1 يا ودر كلان بالي ما درك لاين
hovered around that paradise resort area, so it got pretty damn crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
بيتو باي وديت نا والله بس اگر فريك شتش دوان دانت الانستغرام مدلم دس خوش بي انا افريم الو ثانيه
and Bloke Blank, it's time here to get
Bloke Blank? What?
I don't know, you know what?
Sound like man here,
throw everything and see what sticks. Maybe not that one, we'll see.
Kies Arena بالله دي ناس.
What was that? That was me imitating James's.
They جماعة like.
Anime version of me doing that. But anyway, let's
so to be depends. They come on. زانين عطلة like أجر زو خلق تماشيك أجر زو خلق لايك subscribe بكن بخوي هم روج لايف ده. بس ساعتين هذا أنا بل يك ساعتك دو سي ساعتك لايف ده.
I said before the game as well. I was looking at Godsent to
see yek point. Oh yeah.
13 points should be enough to see them, as I said, pretty safe as well. They've got another game yet to go.
زور باشا.
But they've still got more points to be able to get, and that's great for them.
See yek point زور شا. Lana roads up.
And then make them top 16, make it to the finals.
Here's the kicker: is that we start our Sanhok by saying, "Oh, Alliance might have a little hard time rotating on in and stuff like that," and then.
هذا كاتشز نايتن جمي سيم كينيا. سد ما بعرف
I said this is a challenge.
دقيقة 5 دقائق.
Did it fantastically.
سلمى.
This challenge too easy for me. I'm gonna solve this puzzle in 2 seconds flat.
كيف باشتين روبا. كاك هارب يا فوتبوليستا يا نيفيا.
I mean.
Navi.
Honestly, for me though, them coming in.
دقيقة أوكي ما رأي من 5 دقائق باوسك دقرم لايفك قبضنا كم باشا بس ما يكون قبضنا كم أروها بيبيتن قال لبوجا مسيم دبيتن نتي تنهاورن هذا بيكو تماجك دارم مش تشي دخوم أتاقا ما كده سبركا باشا لا لايفك قبضنا كم بس ما كي قبضنا كم دروم شش دخوم أتاقا ما كده سبركا ده بيكو تماجك
and they really just need to have a semi-decent
قرغمية هيشك بويشك بابراك اشتش بخوم تا بس لايك اشي بكن بيشي برون استادم باشا يا دست اخوي
Yeah, it's good snowball mechanics coming through on the mental game. It's good to see that they're able to utilize that. But as I always say, after those strong games, you do have a pause. You have a little bit of a break, and that sometimes can come back to bite you. If you settle down after that adrenaline rush of being that final team, you're going to be able to clinch it out. You're in the final circles. Even if you don't win, there's still that sort of feeling that you have to come down from, and you have to be able to reset. And that is where that's the difference between the top of the tables and being in those sort of 10th to 16th place, right? That's the ability of a team to be able to take the wins and just be like, cool, great, good job, guys. Let's go next, and be able to convert on those.
Yeah, I mean, even when you're looking at these nades as well, he comes around the corner and gives a little cheeky pre-fire just in case, and I love seeing that kind of thing, Blank. It's not like, yes, okay, technically he hit nothing, and technically he wasted a few bullets, but I'd rather do that and be damn sure that the entire fight is cleaned up than come around and just be like, oh no, I'm dead. You know, it's nice to see.
Oh no! I think that especially when we're playing third person as well, a lot of these fights are determined by who pre-fires better than the other teams. So I think a lot of teams are in the habit of pre-firing now anyway. Most teams have to get very, very good at predicting when someone is going to move out from a building. And a lot of these hard cover fights become a little bit of a game of cat and mouse, or who's going to peek first? Are you going to peek first? Am I going to peek first? I'm not sure. But for those times, yes, it is always good to confirm it rather than take your chances, especially here on Sanhok, where you want to get things done as fast as possible and then move away, reposition, because you do not want to be in that same location. Oh, now that's just rude.
I guess, yeah, you can do that if you want.
Mummy moves right there. That's fantastic dancing. Right. I'm a big fan. Yeah.
Not too bad in the slightest. Wear the mummy suit or the mirror ball suit. Makes you blend in with those little smokes. I like it a lot.
Can you do that dance there, James? Can you give us a little rendition?
I don't know. It was like... I don't know what it was. Anyway, I'm not a dancer.
He had some moves.
No, not me. Let's take a look at the total damage quickly and get out of this segment as fast as possible so I don't have to dance anymore. Let's do that. Maybe it'll be Sanhok numbers, 1,700s. Any 1,700s? No, a little bit higher. Ooh. Some nice.
You tried. I thought you would go somewhere different there, James, but you disappointed me today.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Talk to me about the numbers, Blank, since I've disappointed you.
I will talk to you about the numbers here. So Iraqi Elite 2000 Alliance are similar. So it feels like these teams were kind of like bulldozering there through this map, just absolutely battering any team that came anywhere near close. You know, I thought that Kanina Power would do better, and 277 just feel like a little bit weird to me, especially when they were coming down from the bottom of the map, southeast side. They had like a pretty clear trajectory in and only gained 277. We saw that fight they've had between themselves, which was just kind of messy.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit upset.
Yeah, a little bit of flopping around, I suppose, from the Kanina Power, Mr. John.
Yeah, and they have had better performances, they've had worse performances as well. Super efficient damage dealing, by the way. They're from Iraqi Elite. They were, I think, only 200 short on the 1 to 100 damage rating that we sort of look for in terms of how efficient they're being there. And a lot of those were accrued in the final circle in terms of that efficiency. Normally you see that's where you get a couple of knocks, and then they get rezzed. You do them again, you have to keep going. But in terms of bullets for kills, they're doing really bloody well on that one. But what about the snipers?
What about them? Yeah, it's looking a little bit rough for them, and we even heard Imperium actually mentioning it's going to be a little bit rough for them here throughout stuff.
Oh, Imperium did.
Them say so. He did mention them. Yeah. Let's take a look at the top players. See who is able to shine on Sanhok. We have Stella, we have Ruda, Ali, and Headache here. Just it's been a great performance for Alliance, all things considered. They've really stepped up when they needed to here, Blank, to get themselves to a much better position. Just need a few more here and there.
Yeah, you know, I can't confirm this information, but I was told that Ruda was feeling a little bit ill recently, which is why they might not be playing as a full squad, which I thought they might get a sub in, but he's doing 814 damage, so I don't know.
Feeling great.
Maybe like make him more ill, basically, because he's doing sick.
I don't know. Yeah, it's 2020. I don't know if I want to make people ill.
Yeah, okay. Medicate him ASAP.
We wish all of our players the best health.
Yes.
We're just ribbing. But anyway, before we actually get into our Vikendi and then Erangel, of course, we can check in with more of these players here from the EMEA League as we ask them some quick fire questions.
Which non-EMEA region would you most want to play against?
Footballist. China region أكيد.
I think it's a Chinese team, so like XQF, Norway Esport, 4EM.
It will be China, sure.
أمريكا أفضل. الفرق الأمريكية ضد الفرق الأمريكية.
الصين. CIS.
Sería estilo Warrior. Todo Sudamérica, Norteamérica, todos juntos.
آسيا.
هرواني روسيا كم سكا زيرك نزول زيرك نواني شياريان باشا.
Китаем.
What would it mean for you to qualify for the 2020 Global Championships?
It's a very big dream, and everyone hope to reach this level.
It would mean a lot to me, and I think for my teammates as well, because we worked hard for that, so it would mean actually a lot.
هيك بكون حققت أكبر أحلامي بالحياة.
A new achievement.
Sería volver a tener la ilusión de otro presencial más y recompensa de los chicos por todo el esfuerzo que venimos haciendo durante un año entero.
How would you explain your team's preferred style of gameplay?
Aggressive play.
لا احنا بندافع شوية وفي آخر الزون لو الزون قافلة في حيث مكان يعني لازم نهجم عليه.
It's aggressive play style. We like to put aggression on the teams and to dominate them.
Aggressive.
هو حسب الحالة بس يعني التحويل من طريقة الدفاع إلى الهجوم.
Strategic.
Tactical aggressive.
Agresivos.
لصرخو بتكتيك وليكتيك دقين.
نارا استخو. همش شغلنا كوا.
Умная агрессия.
What is your preferred weapon loadout?
Combo, AKM and M4.
AR and SMT.
M4 and Uzi.
AK-47 and M4.
I think M4 for the middle and long range.
M762.
I'm 762.
AKM M4.
M4.
M4 ب20 سكة.
Мое любимое оружие это ДП-28.
I've been around a little while, but never when I've been doing an interview have I ever had someone just make a noise as a reply to a question. Blank, how did that feel? It's funny.
Honestly, I did a lot of interviews on that day, so there were some interesting ones in there, and I was okay with it. Honestly,
yeah.
I was like, yes, this is a good answer. I've received worse.
That's the answer I want. Fantastic.
Yeah.
We've got Vikendi coming up here next, which is the answer that everybody wants coming up for our next battleground, of course. Here to see how our groups are going to fare. It's going to be A and D, John, going into their final Vikendi, one of their final opportunities. In fact, actually their final opportunity to get points on the board. So what are we thinking?
Yeah, well, again, it's still Na'Vi time, and we know that their rotations, they're pretty reliable, pretty strong, and on Vikendi, they are pretty linear, and they're pretty sort of, they're by the book, right? I talked about this the other day, how you have just those single focal points along the path. So hopefully Na'Vi are going to have a good showing here. We've seen that the only other Vikendi map that they have played, they won. So we'll see if they're able to repeat that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good showing in that small sample size of one game.
So that's pretty good, right?
They won it, yes. That's not too bad at all. And just to say before we get into this game, it's been fun having you guys on the analysis desk. I think it's your guys first, and no, not yours, John, because we did Berlin back in the day. But Blank, it's been your first analysis desk, I think, right?
It is. This is our baby to the analysis desk. It's been fun. I feel like I've grown up slightly as an analyst, but it's been good. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, look how good I am now. Thank you. Thank you for my host.
What? All right. Anyway, we're getting into the game, gentlemen.
Oh, I just pick it up.
See you in a few. You go away too, John. Go on. And of course, over on Twitter, you can join us with hashtag EMEA League as well as @. Let's bring on our commentators for the Tundra. It's scary and frightful here with a lot of snow. We've got Maxman and Imperium ready to go. Oh, and I didn't even know it. Imperium, looking forward here to our final Vikendi for the group stage.
So excited. This is really what it all comes down to. I know this is every team's, last chance to grasp that top 60, but for 4 teams in particular, SWAT 69, Nasser, Godsend, and Marines Force, man, it's do or die.
They need the points. They do. All right. Well, without any further ado, I can't talk. You know what? Bye.
It's fine. It's fine. Thank you very much, Galan. But yeah, the Tundra is going to be on our menu, Imperium. And you mentioned a few of these teams who can perform well, but
Vito,
I'm going to go with John. I'm going to just follow the math and just say no. 100% win rate on Vikendi seems pretty good.
نبو تازه هتصل
شاشي.
والله نبدي.
I'm looking at Godsend.
I'm back too, bro. I'm a hatem, but I'm a sash nagara.
He's feeling confident.
هذا أجت اللي بوفر فربك أو أنا
He's feeling calm. And look, I said to him, look, play your own game, be adaptable to a situation, but play your own game and look to get a strong, kind of first game performance in Sanhok, because that will set you up and take less pressure off you in the game.
Vikendi, okay.
Because you don't play the final game. And I think they've done that relatively successfully to the point where they're now looking in 15th with 88 points. That is in theory a good cut-off point, but I don't think that's enough. I do believe they need a good 5 to 7 points.
Does Reeves have a really hard Irish accent?
بخوای سوات شستنو حیلی عندك هلا team up عندك لقار أوي Blazy.
Dirty of a dirty accent. It's actually quite clean.
صوتو سلوبينز ماني أتخوى بقينا صوتو بندا.
Okay, this circle is
بقينا صوتو بندا.
not great for the teams because not
تو لا كلاس جميع خوي كاكل استوبلم ها بس نازونا.
And I would say this kind of circle is good for Godsend, because they're the kind of team in Vikendi that have no problem playing in the blue zone, phase 1, phase 2. They will rotate on the edge. Now, the fact that they have Iraqi elite in this Volnova area isn't potentially going to be too bad for them because they're used to dealing with the likes of Kanina Power around this area. But of course, they don't want to lose this fight, right? They don't want to go down early.
والله من نازها من زومر دم قلت انت اخذتني يتمشى ده معسير لك ما له بوسط البازادي.
But Alliance already set themselves this scrim up top to just scout because like, okay, this circle's not actually ready to start for us, so we're just already going to start scouting it since the very start. Right after the drop. Oh, okay, wait. They've only shot on Rashida. Wasn't able to find it though, so you know that's very unfortunate for Easy.
والله قام بقى ما بيدا كدها.
Hey, no what? We saw one happen in PMWL East. I would like to see one again one day, just an instant drop.
That would be so nice to see.
It's
also nice to see that Marine Force are respecting the fact that they have a few teams around them that they do need to be very careful on the drop spot, the looting phase, because again, like the likes of God
السؤال شو اسمه دقر سؤال شو اسمه Middle East and Turkmen كندوتهم يعني
of course so close to 17th on like they're like 7 points ahead, and that's going to be achievable for Fast Pay in the last game.
I was so surprised. I was like, wait, can't I hear anything? And then I put, like, I just realized I didn't put the audio on, so I thought we had like some nice M4s, like a Sanhok.
That's the pick.
Like there's suppressors, and then there's like
really efficient suppressors. Amco, they're going to be spotted away for Godsend, a team that you wanted to really highlight. Imperial has the chance of making on through, fighting versus Iraqi. Sanhok himself a chicken dinner, really dominant overall.
دوش شستنو هي شستنوي Middle East شستنوي Turkmen.
Because Iraqi did definitely surprise me in that last game.
Yeah, that's true, and they performed well, and it justifies their position in the overall standings. They've had a fantastic run in the EMEA league. That's, you know, make no mistakes about that. It's just when we were looking at the teams that are in the middle of the pack, in the standings, you know, they have to be cautious, careful, and on point with any engagement throughout this game.
Got to be calculated, but Bayat, I have no idea how he got in this position. But, you know, still, he's just going to snake it on through. But Rap GSG, you know, currently in 29th position. Like, this is their final game. Can they do it? I don't really think so. Like, I don't. Wait, no. Mathematically speaking, they can't exactly. So it's not even. I think my opinion does not matter whatsoever. As the sniper's going to go a bit closer though. Yeah, and we saw in the feed that
M7 بيات وزي بيات دورش نكى.
تاخذ باللوتكا. So something they have to be careful of. Marty did move over to the Volnova area, so that's pretty good. And another team, hey, you know, I didn't feature them in my 4 teams, but if they can take out Navi, it's not looking too good right now. Breathe a little bit of life in their fight.
They got 67 points. Like, they need... Second position was a lot of kills, or Chicken Dinner was a few kills to show up for it. That is going to be giving them a chance, but unfortunately, fighting versus Navi is definitely not going to help your cause. That's a fact, as they're going to be having 2 of their players actually suffering early.
They need a class 20-kill game, to be fair. You know, that's exactly what they need, but with only Sandro left standing, it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. They've got 0 kills.
والثقل يا مرديا. ها تازق من السبيك ده. قلت يا بسم الله قلت يا فافي. لا قلت يا بسم الله قلت يا الفاتحة. خوش من التكسر. أو ده لي إنجليش وبخواه إنجليش بديار وها أو كي نزله. شاشة كي نزله.
3-man team, Vodka knocked away. Sniper's going to have AMR actually pushing out of that fight as Citizen X going to find himself in a 1v1 versus Farhan of Arab GSG.
Oh, 1v1 ببعتن كما كده من.
Here it is, the push of Farhan's going to be happening inside the barn.
ورا بردي.
War not going in favor of Citizen X.
ورا بردي.
We'll pick that one up. That's still Arab GSG looking good as a 4-man team. Going to have to go for res eventually.
بخواه بردي تو سنايبر.
I don't know, this is really weird, and by oh, here it is. He was snaking here this entire time. He peeks out the team. They're in the smoke.
Hello!
Oh,
غلط الزور قربو.
That's the way to do it, I guess, and there you have it. Snipers still got 2 players, AMR and Thanos. This has to be the weirdest early game fight on Vikendi.
إلا الذي خو تقابك الخو بيرسناك برد دم سيادة تقابك. لو غلط أنا كرديان.
Yeah, he made himself too obvious. I guess he was trying.
تيجم ياري جميع أخي لك دواء.
You gotta leave it until the perfect moment, and that didn't come about.
Clean Farhan, clean. He's gonna get
How about you?
And this fight is actually taking a really long time.
It is. It is.
Arab GSG, if they got some utility, it would be pretty easy to just chuck a good grenade behind that car and find the double knocks.
Wow.
And there's random sprays on PMR. God damn, like, he's just got like Spidey sense was tingling and just guessed it. Nice bloom spray, but now especially need Thanos to join up on your position.
Vito
Eventually,
شستنا
take this
ترشي
fight
نارتي
towards the
بخوي.
They got two players that can't go for the
أي
so they're
والله.
gonna get picked away, and the snipers take the fight.
ايه
The snipers, by the way,
قام خويا بخوي وقناحة
actually
عم
qualified
دلمت
again. Huge
او كل اللي
performance on
بشتونا
this
دبو
gameplay, so
او
they
اوكي
are really requiring their
او
best
دبا داون بكاتن داون روش تان ناو باوشي لورو دون ناو باوشي ده بيكوشا
I'm sorry because I think it's so close. Make them believe.
قام نابرا ما قام
I
ناكن
get that you want to believe, but I just with
قام
every
اخري
other team,
دوايو قام
you know, close together. I just think they're just not going to be able to. But hey, I'm always open.
بخوي روش ناو باوشي دراز داون بو
Talk about being proven wrong. Phase 1 closing up, coming into phase 2. Am I going to be right or wrong on the circle shift? I think it's going to stay up north with a good 50% water.
Will he be the Irish Ocean or will he not? That is what we're going to see very soon.
Atlantic Ocean.
Maybe the Irish Ocean, because like, okay.
But Ireland doesn't own it.
بابا قام يا اخي ده كان بالزودة برو يعني بحي زيادة قام هذا كان
You're not Ocean. There you go.
خلاك ده كل شيء براز نازم
I see what you were doing. Oh my god, I didn't even get that joke.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's also too late to apologize. It's too late. Anyway,
how do you?
It's been a long time.
جوان بيخود
I'm
تزان
not
بخم
supposed to be at a loss for words.
سنبدأ والله قام نبغى من نكون مردم رازق قمنا مع قاتهم بركز في المدارات
But Marines Force, they're still in Dobro Mesto. It's a wise choice because they need to play safe.
قام ساعات يازنا ما كريا ما يستلم طبعا
completely different situation because they're on the very north coastal line with last game above them.
I mean, in ASR, like, moving with a pan in the open.
Oh, هم يبيكون يا تا
eventually, you gotta go quick, you gotta be swift, you
gotta
go fast through that compound, and they unfortunately lost. One of the many people in the chat was on the stream, maybe thinking, wait, why are people moving with a pan? Because it does less sound. But you're literally not close to a compound. Like, you should have just ran it over to scout a position. But in ASR, they can't also get we have two weird fights happening in the early. Like, how do people get in this position?
Well, Nasser got into that position because I believe they took a boat onto the coastline, but maybe, and I didn't quite, you know, see when they rotated, but I can possibly imagine that they either rotated too late or in the wrong position because they should know that class like to drop in this area and. Again, they're already qualified, so yeah, it's all good.
أمن زوم بردم بس لعيبة كان زوم نبرده.
It's bad in
تيجي
right now. Like they could obviously.
My crazy وأنا هم روزا وأنا هم مانا.
We know as a fact that no teams dropped towards the postal line of Peshkovic or Trevno itself, so I think that would have been a more viable option. But in ASR now, they're just like fishes caught in the net. Find a few nice shots onto Satan. Satan going to try and make it away. The spray not connecting for Sunlight just yet. But we got to say in Pyramid that NASR, right, they're currently in 18th position. If they die now, their chances of making it to the league finals are done. They're gone.
Exactly. It's now or never. It's do or die. I would say their backs are against the wall, but their bodies are against the cliffside more than anything. And again, class have no problem taking this fight because, you know, they can be a bit narrow-minded. They can be a little bit wild, and it's going to be fine for them. But as teams are starting to shift, we did see that phase 2 pop up. It was a little bit right on my side, but it is a bit more mainland than I expected on that phase 2.
What of Honda's already qualified for the
قام يتساعدكين بس أمزودن برو.
Sanhok, they're actually just going to be just cementing their position in that top standing of the top 16. So really this fight doesn't have too much of an issue, but still we'll see if one of Honda's can try and potentially snatch away that top 1 position away from Navi and remain up there. As it's going to be happening, Iraqi Elite will be out, and now the chicken dinner after that 14th position, a little bit up and down, but Iraqi Elite, they're all good in the just said.
Yeah, 5th place they came into this game with, so they'll stay on the same point amount, 118 points in total. Looking at Marines Force, now they're starting to move into the circle, and we'll have to wait and see if that rotation does work out for them. And if you notice, can I just say, Marines Force went from Dobro Mesto to Cement Factory, because I was looking at them going, Wait, where are they on the western? They
والله
rotated all the way across the
زور
map.
باشن
All the way across the map.
I like
وتيو
scouting. Yeah, scouting. I think it was really well executed.
Send
They
it,
pulled
yeah.
that off like really early on too, which I think is great to see. But SWAT 69 and Unicorns of Love clashing. Unicorns are out blank. I'm sorry. The ponies will not gallop to the finish line.
نافي تيانزان باش زور بارتن نافي زور بارتن
The 14s that I did feature
فيتو والله بي ام سي داري خلاص دابا وكل تاع ساندس بك وهر وشي بي ام سي حسابه.
But one thing to note is that SWAT 69 only joined the lobby with one player. I don't know exactly what happened there, but that's a bit of a feels bad man indeed, as we do see the likes of Navi and 1218 converging around the edge of Cosmodrome.
Yeah, but 1218 actually pushing himself very far forward, out of position. They could offer a few angles.
ليه دائما بيفنش
Angle
دبي.
will be found by Tixi, and he's waiting. Unfortunately, the headshot will not come on through. That surprise factor has now been lost. Tixi going to try and potentially reposition, but no, actually going to go for the spray once again. Zakonivore just wanted to abandon ship and move back inside of Cosmodrome, which I think would be the best option for 1218 because, as I said, it a little bit too far forward, might offer a few different
ايش والله من سكريمو اوشتانا ناكم يعني لقم ساعدك بقاي ما يكون مزور مشغولة سكريمو دوري يتحزم يزوقم لسرنيا اقبل كلاسيك بكم دانا زوقم لسريتنيا
would have been a great stopping point for Nasser on
ريت
their boat rotation.
امر اخر جتاب
They're happy that class actually moved away. So NASI,
زمان باش
maybe not
نبو
the end. They can maybe still try and reclaim a few points in this game and make it back into the top 16. It's still going to be pretty hard after losing 2 of your really valuable players. Alliance got a little bit of a high ground position. They hear the footsteps of Silas down below, but they just can't peek onto Silas because Raze and the rest of class are in the compound far away. It makes it really hard if they peek. Headshots shall be in swing for the side of class. So Alliance need to really diminish the numbers of class in the compound up ahead. Then they can potentially eliminate Silas down below. But they're just struggling on finding those angles. They're peeking really well. They're utilizing the wall and
final انا وشي اويا ساعات يازا سبينه زم شمو يكشم بس روجي بينز كميها اصلا بينز كميها ينتصاريا بينز وزن بينزا سركو نارا سرنا كوتين برا
playing defensively is the best option around those walls, but now they're actually retreating inside. So Selim now, they're just getting pressured and pinned down by the team of Alliance. And they kick it off just like they did on Sanhok, like going hyper-aggressive from the very start of the game, taking it towards a team like class. They don't give a damn about your, feelings. They're going to destroy you all the same.
Yeah, but Solus has turned this around. He's got 3 knocks onto the members of the Alliance. It is a 2v1. How quickly class have turned this around.
I was monologuing for so long, I did not even realize that Ruda is getting also...
yeah, wow, which does have.
World of Wonder's going to go for the third party. Alliance will end up being eliminated in 12th. So, yeah, big surprise overall. I thought the class had that one in the bag.
Do have to, bro.
Yeah, that's a double caster curse right there. My bad, my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. It did look good for Alliance. They pushed it kind of the right time, but they didn't cover the angle of it.
Wow, is that... أجر... هل دستانه پشت به حد با؟
What it is.
Classy تفریش
have made that a little bit easier, but World of Wonder's not only fighting class game now. 12-18, and they're like, oh, 2 teams. This spells business, not good business. Get into the car. Let's move away. Let's find a better position. I like it. The Cosmodrome finishes Imperial. We have yet to have one. Phase 3 circles to us. Cosmodrome could end up over there. Could be really good, but 12-18 they already started moving away because they know that Cosmodrome as a one-man team is just not worth holding on to for the 12-18 CIS team.
And this is great for Godsend because they're coming in from the south side. They've now exited the much closer to the edge of the circle. They did lose early on. It was a confirmed kill, but at least on their area inside the circle, once they get that information, they'll be confident that, hey, we're looking good.
هذا one pick off final ده كان بس روجي بينز كمان غلطنا.
Selim going to catch up over to Solus. They're going to be back potentially go for the res boost onto Raze, but Zakonivore is going to confirm that.
التيم لقى تام بيجن زور خطر بخواي.
Man, Zakonivore's just pushing his solo for 12-18. Like he's just like, yeah, sure, I'll go 1v3. Easy, dude, easy.
And it was confirming the kill at the risk of getting knocked down, but he survived.
Oh my god.
Over
Esports on the top northern side of Cosmodrome. They got a really decent spot too. Hoping the circle, of course, goes in their favor, but I think that here they got a really big potential game ahead of them. So Esports definitely to keep in mind. Circle is about to shift. Where will it go? Will it go water once again, as you mentioned, Imperium earlier? Still have a little bit of water, but Cosmodrome is still in the circle.
And you know, you mentioned Royal Esports. It was a great position because it wasn't too close
to
the coastline.
هاد pick up. Push.
To the north of Cosmodrome, so now they can, you know, pick their rotation or stay where they are based on the information they've extracted.
إن شاء الله زارة صدقنت.
هات مرا. Tearing it down. Soul is going to be knocked out. 12-18 still has a 4-man team, losing absolutely no one. Happen on the side of pass, but I would say that is not going to be the case.
Nej, أسأل خود بقى صار نفر هي صار نفرن. هذا كان تومي جنيه بيا، هذا كان بنزا قولي بيا، يعني دوست قولي بيا. هذا push ده كان. هذا شيء قطار ده بي. أكيد زوجة ترنورا. إذا كيف يصير ده بخوانا زمان
more often.
I'm also I'm like Imperium's meme manager. I just give him a few files, learn them by heart, and then you can do them on cast.
It's so true. Like, he just feeds me meme content, and I absorb it as much as I can, and then spit it out during broadcasts.
Exactly. But Ostek Warriors now slowly gonna. That was actually a really late crossbred section from Ostek Warriors. A little bit scary, actually, I would even say, because it did delay that rotation until the very, very late stages. But Ostek Warriors seem like they're going to be able to do so. They rotate pretty nice and easy. But no, overall, they're in 8th position. They can allow themselves to be a little bit more comfortable.
And Marines Force, we saw them on our screens. Excellent rotation on the eastern
Royal
side.
Royal.
They benefited from the fact that NASR are a bit scared coming in from the very coastal line where they haven't really been able to get any information at all. So cleanly executed from Marine Force, and they have so much space around them, but they've got to think about the next phase because over to the west, you have that kind of hill/cliffside where
مست بيست اوي زور باشا والله مست بيست بي أصلاً مست بيست بي ده قد هذا رقدنا مست بيست زين تناوية.
I did not see exactly how many kills they got, but I do believe that that's not okay.
Yeah, they had 72 points coming into this game on 19th because they were 2 points behind NASR and ASR in 18th, and they were a good 6 points behind Fast Pay. That's not going to be the case.
Having a Cosmodrome finish. This is my first time I'm going to be casting a Cosmodrome finish. I love these weird circles. I love it. But one interesting fact is no one it's really hard to hold on to. Wide angles. You're really never safe when you think about it.
You've also got that kind of big center dome. You've got the underground area as well, right? Which teams are going to be able to.
والله ختم باشا بس ناي مس ناي قد بست أنا قطع عيونية. ناي قد أنا باشترم كرديا. أنا ببيت أنا باشتر لما تان لايب كموه ساتان لايب كموه. ناي باشترم كرديا. بس زي ناقشت ما بشتي.
Marines Force who are outside the circle, they have probably the biggest mountain to climb on this rotation.
Yeah, I mean, NASR, I'm so surprised they actually stayed for so long on the coastline. That's a big surprise. And now they've got to go for the last second push, but like, they saw Class die early in this game, right? They saw them pop into the field, like, this team died. Well, why didn't they not move away? They delayed it. It was a risk that they did take versus Marines Force, but luckily enough, they will survive it, because if they died there, that was it. Their dream of making it to the league.
Yeah,
but I do like the fact that they've gotten out of it. It was benefited by the fact that Marines Force went for kind of a 2-2 split and had been distracted by the likes of World of Wonder and 12-18. So that gave just that little bit more space for NASR.
Yeah, we were talking about NASR, but Marines Force also currently in 16th position. They're right on the fence. And to make sure the teams in Game 4 do not overtake them, they just need to get for themselves.
خطي بس خطي ما رمى بوا زناو سكريمي كاربات دروشت أنا دوري كاربات دروشت أي والله نظام خلق قوات كمان بكات ببير بدي وشي من ضابهم دات مولر فاست لينك أنا وفاست لينك نزور فاست لينك بكار دينا هذا تاني بس دون نفر بكار بينيتن أسرع بشر ده هاتن لا سويدن برا.
They're going to be struggling. Royal Esports, I said it had a really decent position on the last phase, and now they're actually starting to go on the outskirts up north of Cosmodrome. Ostek Wars are going to be on the receiving end. We said it right, the underground section, that's going to be Navi's new den, apparently.
Yeah, but they will have to contend with Godsend, and Godsend have the most to lose, and Navi, they're not actually really in the underground area as of just yet. Navy from Godsend is
باشترين باريسي والله من هناك يعني خم بقول النبي بس أنا أتعب بلهم بخم بس زي خم بخم بس زوني بلهم خم ترى ما يخسر مسيح كم يتعرف والله نازل برم أما مردم راز لفتم كل زاقنا ما برايتي والله أم دلهم بخوي سيتي درولا بسري هر سيتي مي روسينا أوام قد واو درناسي ولا استودنا واو درناسي setting برام تماشى ويدك بوقت setting نيا oh yeah دري وزيبه وهاليدا
The Marines forced it, hearing all the shots. This is maybe the golden opportunity because nobody has spotted them out just yet. But now as I say that, they did spot them out because they took 2 shots. Maybe should have stayed silent, my friend. Oshikor is going to send 2 players on forward. They find one.
والله بطل.
And that is it. Oh, Marine forces are out, should I say, are out for this game. Very unfortunate. But Oshikor is now going to continue the fight with World of Wonders.
وتسيانكر دو سكواد ينكوش بيشي بمرن تا
They should have stayed silent. Can NASR get enough points? Can Fast Play Wildcats get enough points? That is the question that Marines are going to be asking in this last game. But looking at Godsend, they were able to get a knockdown on they got 0 kill points, but they're in the top 6. Will those top 6 placement points, if they continue to get no kills, be enough to secure their spot
بس بناو بلهم شهر برشلونة
You never have decent hiding spots. You don't have those little nook and crannies in compounds because it's just such wide buildings, such wild structures. The team has a good angle and you're basically done. So now 12-18 still, they start to moving away really early on from Cosmodrome. They're going to be holding on to the eastern top ground position. Great, but now the teams you really want to look at is especially NASR, right? They went to move to such a bad position. Cosmodrome itself, that is huge game potential.
The
only thing is that actually ends a little bit too far apart. The circle goes right in the center of that low ground. Right in the center of that low ground.
لما يدور لايف زيادة ذا كمان EMEA توابوا.
You've nowhere to run going down that area.
With this kind of circle, right now, premature finishes. It's going to end towards the end of phase 6 or phase 7, which normally ends a little bit later towards phase 9. So here, the game is going to end really quickly because it's got no hiding spots. It's going to end right on top of the den of Navi's team. But now they're down below, and all Navy. I told you, don't fight them. I'm going to get confused. Don't confuse me.
But now Navy's on the high ground. He's overlooking towards Roylee's. Far less area to go. 12-18 hovering around them, but Sniper finds Marley.
Marley's down.
السنايبر كردن نمزاني والله بيرمسو.
Now they got the information. One sneaky player is
عارف نا.
So you're going to be very careful while they approach the next circle. But in ASR, right?
Yeah.
They have everything. All of their potential future in this full split of 2020 relies on this game, relies on this Cosmodrome finish. And the Nays are going to make them fly by mini red zone onto Navi.
No.
Look good. It's going to be on Tiggsy. Tigsy's out of commission. Even spots Holwood, but unfortunately just can't jump over and get the information. Godson can only use that information to get some utility through. But this game is mental in Pyramid. I've never seen a circle end up in such a weird location on Vikendi in my life. And I'm savoring every single second of it as Godson now going to be taking some grenades from down below. I'm going to give you some back.
The high ground is a little bit harder to hit though, so we'll have to see how Navi deal with it. They're still up as a full squad, but as they get closer to that dome area, they're going to face pressure from Royal Esports and 12-18.
Literally, it's finishing on the rocket. This is an Elon Musk-worthy finish. He would be a proud fellow. He'll start playing PUBG Mobile competitive really soon. Maybe SpaceX next sponsor. That'll be a good thing.
بس اشتغل فريد كردن. اوكي تاجشتم برام تاجشتم دست نخوي.
But by doing so, also taking a fight with Matic down below in the den underneath this rocket. This has to, like, what are these weird finishes and games today? I do not know, but I'm loving every single second of it. Godsend, though, you're going to have to push over the ledge eventually in this game. The utility of 12-18 is stopping that fight to happen with Royale Esports, but the moment those smokes are gone, Royale Esports and 12-18 are going to have to big fight break out. Khalid is going to be jumping on that.
تا لدرو يسون مشكلة first aid خيني ليدن تا بس خيني ليدن زور اساسا نفر دبريتن زورش
He's really trying to take potentially a 5th position instead of a
6th.
I would say potentially got to push it, and the circle actually ends down below Imperial.
Oh my god!
What?
The rocket is in the circle. Who's gonna strap themselves to the finals. NASR, Godsend. We'll have to wait and see. The good thing for Godsend is that they do still have 2 players up. They're on the high ground. They can jump down and maybe surprise
EMEA
as NASR have been eliminated. But have they done enough to get the points?
I don't think so. If it is, it's going to be clutch. It's going to really depend on the results of teams going into game number 4. NSR still able to come away from a decent spot, but now the smokes, they're going to get reset by 12-18.
Baqtan شو دباتن والله من ليكم قلت نافي دباتن
Sniper, Godsend, Navi before fighting versus each other, but they're actually going to get pushed over the ledge, and now what that means is 2 fights taken out at the exact same time. Riot Esports checking the smoke, going to go for the smoke road. Navi going to take full control.
Shit,
Taking himself down Zeko right off the bat for Riot Esports. Navi down to steal. One extra player. It's going to be Meku holding on to the backside. The Godsend is still in the backside. Riot Esports going to go downhill slowly but surely. Navi down to 1, as I just mentioned, is Meku.
Yeah.
Clear the lobby, but he's got the smoke spun him a lot of precious time. And those snipers on Godsend, they're going to be controlling, taking control of the they're going to be taking a big fight. They will dominate in the northern edge fight of Cosmodrome versus Royale Esports. They're out in 4th position. Still 6 kills over to Navi, looking good, still fighting for that tippity top of the mountain position in number 1. 12-18, going downhill, losing 1. That's going to be Nuggets out of commission, followed up with Zakonivo. Blue Gen still doing some work, but they've still got 1 player downhill. And can still maybe clutch it.
Godsend لبشته تاني اشتشي بكاته.
But no, that's actually not Mali, that's Navy. No way, he's actually going to be spotting out the players. He's got still 1 more first aid kit. He could actually potentially snatch this one for himself if he plays his cards correctly. It's all a battle of time. Here it is, goes for the spray, picks up 1, going to go over to now. Meku potentially be cannot find a frag just yet. That's going to make things easier for the last player, Bandito.
والله هدوم درتو. ده أنا غلطي قبل شو غلطي كوتسبو. ذكر لو لاعب يغلط روي. ده لاعب كيد كبروات. أنا هو تيم رجع رقم أوكي.
Normally we have kind of games that you're able to kind of use as reference points for other games and stuff. That finish, that area that it ended, there's literally like no reference points. That when the hell has it really ended inside Cosmodrome by the rocket? That was crazy. But I gotta say, Godsend, they hold on the edge and they played Navi NASR to a T, and it was well executed. Kylaris, what do you think?
أو نافي بردي عند تيم رقم كبردي أو غلطة.
That was there was this brief moment where it was like
إذا قد زمان شبردي نافي بردي عند تيم رقم كبردي.
normal trend. I'm like, you know what would be great, guys?
تيم رقم كبردي ها؟
If it just shifts out west.
نا أو كو والله ما زال تيم رقم كبردي.
Location for a Vikendi ending. That was
anyway, دقيقة شد بوما
I will send you off. Get ready for our last Erangel.
إذا قد أخوه
get our analysis, guys.
كابزانم أو كده والله ديتم
down these last moments. That was
ها
hi John, hi Blank. That was a circle. John, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm lost. Are we sure we're playing PUBG Mobile? Are we sure, guys?
بخوي
double checked because that was absolutely insane.
Okay.
What a place.
والله قمت الزوان بمادام كحسابي خود بك أو برادر نافي دو لاعب هم نايل ليدا ولا سر ليدا ولا قوال ليدا أو زي ما كبردي بس تخرج أول لاعب برام أول لاعب
uncertain situation, but they were the ones
that
were the only cover that exists in circles in the middle there. 12-18 get themselves 2nd place, and the snipers, what about them? They get themselves 3rd place here with the 13 points. Blank, it was eventful.
والله نافي it's probably the best game in EMEA so far, honestly, 110%.
وحش زي ما بقولهم PUBG بكم حسنا نسيه تماشي كمان آخر بكان يندبرون نا PUBG كيف خوتنا
There was one very
They're
big
PUBG.
thing that changed that game, and it was
a
four-wheeled metal machine. It was the Dacia that was headed towards the back of that launch pad.
بخوم حزليا برك solo squad بكم.
Into the middle. It was kind of crazy. I mean, they could have gone either way, but again, split.
PUBG هتا ماشكم زود اشتاق بلندي.
We kind of have to go.
سبامك بكن.
So let's all get in the car. Let's get in the middle. Let's get towards the helicopter, and we'll see if we can get off. Get to the chopper. Pretty much is what happened there, and it was great. It was a great ending. I loved it. I loved it so much.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Here's the highlights.
Okay, nice again.
And for two Vikendis, we have Navi getting both wins in their respective Vikendis. It's brilliant to see here, John. And honestly, when you look
هذا حتى قامت السبيكاتن ترين برك training room يوشتن باشا.
Bank on them as probably the eventual winners of the tournament if they continue with this trend.
Da. PUBG. تسني بريزيد حتى قام خلاص فيتر. دقيقة يا بازل دلم ليفك بيرادغن ينا. استا قام اخر تماش دكين قام تاني بس برك PUBG دكين حتى اود سبيب كاتر. ان شاء الله هنا. بركتي ممكن لا بيراناغن سانهوك البيراناغن باوراكم ليفيك ايش بيرابغن ليفيك بيراناغن اورا بابركتي ديام دان تنيغرومي داغمي اخي خاز براز دروين كلاستيك دكين باشا No,
I need a weapon.
Team match. Let's go.
Da. عفوا. آتي. آتينا. أول دري لا بدي أنا تمام كم
No mercy. Enemy down.
The blue team is unstoppable. The blue team is unstoppable.
والله برام بيراناغن هم بس وقت
Cover me.
Excellent work. Killing spree for the blue team! The blue team is in the lead.
Cover me. Nice shot.
Vito.
Excellent work.
Vito.
Expired.
اللهم زعلم داو.
هذا مستنينه
No mercy. Expired. Reloading. Clear. No mercy. Cover me.
Killing spree for the blue team!
Great. You're about to win.
The red team doesn't have a lot of time left.
Senti, saga me kazı peşantanda.
victory.
تمام كاكا وش تديم دون بركشتي قوريم سابيتن ناولو دادرم لو فيديو چی تسقوري ما تسنم قوري ها زانترنيا فيديو چی لسر بكم بابرون training Vito بله برام yes لوكال تيم بقى برام بيرا نايجن او جميع اخيري بي ام سي وخلاص بيدن لوكال تيم دادنا باشا اوكي يكم سبراي بس ماشي كان زين كوا زين زوان درسي خراب درسي باشا بالضبط يا هيز بالضبط يا Saygı bana bekle. Bebeğe taşma saygı ya. Çün bayrağı iPhone yazdı Pro Max. Vito دمنا سيج نا ولا برام عفو لا ولا بردك بخواناتنا صحيح بس لا والله نخوم بقى Asta abaixo do marker. Babacana scar. Scots بكادنين angled. أما أديم ويسار أي براب بخير بي بابك هنا فوركس لازم له انجل زو بكاري دم بوسكاري لازم له انجل بين باشا لكن فيرتيكال انجل باشا سايبين بدلت انا كان خراب رسم السنسار ده قام كدس كايك تمرون تخواب زان قام كدس بنكريا كما يا اخيري زاين سيزو بكاردينم هولو لازم ندمر رقم هوريا دستي كريا اوكي باش برو ستوب كاين نوتي بابا كان الرياكشن ها باش نبكي ايه ايه هيامت سقط نظام خراب ها لونا كل مسج والله برام خوبكم حبيبي حبيبي only takes damage from headshots. Okay, just headshots. No. Oh, بمناكره 6-6 بس لبقى شاتي باشا ايه كو هشات بناكوي اختار خومبو اكبر هم هيش لا والله ما هيشات يا بابا كنا سكار بمنا كده كسكر بخوي إلى دبي بزواني وكم ببي يكم ده صورة أو حسابني أنا بديت كاكا أو حسابني وتيا اوكي وش روي قمهاتوا قمهاتي اوكي 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 تذكرين دلوتين اوها قبادكين رادين
Maybe it wasn't done on purpose. It's Vito with the shotgun just blasts the head off and leaves MNK inside the top of that building on his own.
Blaze taking a big fight with Old Team. We're going to see that one pop up. Another fight is really not all that intriguing for us. It's not going to have a huge underlying issue. I mean, Blaze currently actually still in 15th. They're looking good. They're in 15th. They shouldn't be in too much trouble. Going to have Vibes pushing on forward, picking up also an extra kill for himself. The Monster's looking for the angle on MNKR3. But really, this is just a very slow approach game. Some hot drops could happen, and this is the case here.
If Blaze go out now, and both Yala and Fastpay get strong results, Blaze could go out. They could not qualify, so it is still a relatively important game for Blaze. Let's not, make that mistake. They do need to get 5-6 points kind of thing.
Sure, here it is, going for the push. thmVito with that shotgun, really just deserving of a respect on these final moments. 5-6 down to already 3 players, and they're very spread from each other. Where's the rest of his team? Where are Famar? Where are Usa as well? Well, Famar is in the afterlife, apparently. He's gone. Yeah, Carthage trying his best to hold on strong. If he's got some utility, it would be good, but he's only stayed in this same building the entire early game Imperium, so he's severely underlooted with nothing to play around.
So, while this fight is kind of... Actually, no, just I say that, it's going to go out, and that's the end of Vibes. Easy done by the Monster. But yeah. Just to kind of go back, looking at where Fastpay Wildcats, Yala, and Polar Ace are current, and Navi are not in lobby, so they have a lot more space to play around, but it is still going to be an important rotation because a lot of teams are already inside this phase 1 circle. Yala are down south by the coastline. They knew again with Godsend not being present, they have a bit more space, but they do have to think about Kunina Power, and Polar Ace are all together in school and apartments. It's going to be an easier rotation from Polar Ace, but again, they do still have to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, I think that here definitely getting a high ground position would be a lot more valuable for them to just gather that information and just, just like they did on Potato Hill on that first game, right? So I think I'm expecting something maybe similar fashions. I'm going to be also going over teams that, like we were talking between each other, you and me, Imperium. In the break, it was actually Fastpay Wildcats. They're currently 8 points away minimum. The top 16. They're going to need, of course, a little bit more points than that to actually make it up in the top 16. But they're in a position which now
والله نازم چندان دمين سكليرا راز لفتم كل
location as a whole of Northern George Pole offers a lot of potential for Wildcats, and I want to see them potentially.
أما راز لفتم وش مرده بقعد نتا براك زونم ده لفتم كل صقم نما كاكا
Down south, next Congenial's a little bit split, but they know no one else has dropped in South North Island, so they're allowing themselves just a little bit more breathing space. Gonna have to push potential on Kunina Power. Go over to the Western Bridge if they want. I mean, that would be great for them. Class game not in this lobby, so the West is a lot more free to push on. So next Congenial.
أري والله الزلمة دبا تشاوري بكم بس كاكا زوقم نما. بس نايدر ناس عندنا. أو حزيات اللي بوسكم. دومي ساعات وساعات وازدبو نان نخوار بدم سام نششتبو.
World of Wonder and Oztec aren't in this lobby. They're like, ooh, Yasnaya, free city, let's go there. And again, it worked for Snake Squad in game 1, and I really like that they've adapted, and it should work again for them in this game too. Of course, they got enough points in that first game to secure their spot in the finals.
It makes me think of, like,
thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Spice Hot Ones interview and just go.
جماعة أخيرة.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that's who you were talking about.
It is. I just like the face. I'll stay here. Thank you.
وأنا زم أون كوجميان كنت أمر لفتم كل بنادم.
Oh, he's such a good interviewer.
He's such a good interviewer. Like, that's the kind of questions I wish I could ask, but I have a small brain, so I can't do that.
Sorry, Imperium, but this spray they spot out Desha. That's going to be it. Desha's going to be sprayed away and picked up by Blaze. And we mentioned it, right? That currently they're standing in 15th. These kills will make the difference. Sure, the more they get kills, the more they're going to be comfortable in that top 16, but they're just not comfortable just yet. As Umbra, their team that are indeed comfortable, taking the fight with the Monster that are not comfortable. I'm talking about comfortable and not comfortable. This feels like an IKEA shop right now. We'll change the dialect.
For Blaze, like going Blaze, the compound that they're in went against them in one of the previous games where they got, breached.
The bear side pins beaten.
Took them out, if I'm not mistaken. So by them taking out a member of OT, again, they're kind of
We'll see, bro. We will see.
Control, a little bit more confidence, but one thing I've just noticed is that
when is your next highlight? I have 4 highlights, bro. I'll upload them. Don't worry. They're ready.
It's not enough where they're probably going to be able to, let's say, breach, but should they find the angles, should they find the knocks, I reckon Yala will take their chances.
Talking about knocks, there you go, Morteza.
Oh, top crazy on it. Oh, Rose down.
Of the EMEA League. He's
do
going to be
okay.
in the kill feed for a reason. He finds a knock onto Roz. But Umbra, especially PRZ on the rooftop in the distance, he might have like a really good angle onto the monsters. So they got to be very careful. Every movement might put you in the line of sight of a player. But Brad, as I say that, PRZ, the angle.
Hello,
he tries to get shoot from the heavens. The monsters will be losing an extra one of their players. Down to 1 is going to be crazy. And this should normally be the end of their adventure in this league play.
What I like for the Wildcats is that, not Wildcats, Polar Ice, should I
say, they got a new player.
They realized with the circle being a bit more to the east, Potato Hill is a bit riskier because there's still a number of teams that drop to the west. And as I said, it's a hard area to hold on to. So what did they do? They went a little bit more northeast from Potato Hill. So they're now on this phase 2 shift, are more central to the circle. But so are so many other teams, Max. It is
this is pre-recorded, bro. We had to play at 11 a.m.
Scary for
11 in the morning.
You're gonna say it is what it is. What?
No, I actually wasn't. I wasn't.
Oh, Rose is finished.
I'm glad I made you think that.
I'm getting prepared. But like with these kind of circles ending on Shelter Mountain, it does tend to get clustered really heavily. So I think that teams are like really close, like potentially Blaze, they would actually be more rewarded by maybe playing a little bit more passive because literally every point might make the difference.
Oh no, Blaze have gone for a 2-2 split, and that really messed them up. Going for a 2-2 split after phase 2 is so risky because that two-man split is kind of in the open. You have a core area of protection. I don't like.
Yeah, it's the same, bro. It's also 11 a.m. for them.
Yeah, I think it was good for scouting and the moment that they saw all the circles centering up on us with dead center, maybe should try and get back, which I think they're doing. They actually get himself into a car and try and somewhat regroup as a few packs. I think at least the mindset is there for Blaze Esports, but maybe took a little bit too long because one team got right between them, so that could make things a little bit more tricky. But the Force actually going for a third party on this fight in Rozhok, and could be joined up by a 4th team that could be the Wildcats. They're actually going for a really late rotation. You thought that should be the case for the Wildcats. They're going to be up north of Rozhok and finding a decent spot for themselves, as we're going to be now checking out the split of Blaze.
Bloodline, they're going to come in hot. Blaze, as we talked about, they're a little bit split. 2 are underground, the other 2 are much further away. And you also Snake Squad into the west of those 2 other members of Blaze Esports. And, you know, to kind of just touch upon Fast Play Wildcats a little bit, I like the fact that they're being a little bit more passive on their rotations than they are taking their time. I believe they'll be rewarded for it.
Remember in the past on Erangel 1.0, I would always say Shelter sucked. And I still think
is Navy and Cousin OP? Navy is a fucking beast team, bro. Navi. Swa 69 got accused of cheating. So, teaming up. Vito Kalagabo وزن لبن مكتب نتانيتن تساعدتن ياري كان دسبيلك تابرا مو آخر وجبو زم أي فينال دسبيلكاتن ساعد يازا كمان دكان وزم ساعد بينز لا بقى دسبيلكا
able to reposition more easily. They're able to actually gather information for the 2 players who are underground. So on that note, maybe I was a little bit harsh on that 2-2 split initially, but it was kind of off the base that I didn't see exactly where they were.
Yeah, as long as the Blaze are going to be respectful of teams getting around them, we should be fine. Ross are going to be slowly engulfed into the blues. And
I don't think they'll get him. I doubt it.
That was timing on point. Thank you.
بس was a
murder. But, okay, Punishers are going to be going out in a battle smoke.
No, that was crazy, man.
I mean, they were out entirely anyways of the league final, so it will not have an underlying issue on these teams. But overall, that's going to be them out in 15th.
It's good for Snake Squad, so because they grab a couple of kills, so that's going to just, you know, automatically confirm their spot even more.
Circle? Hello? 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 Can we get normal circles, please?
Max.
What I told you touch wood, Imperial. I told you this is your fault.
I called hardship. I called it.
How do you respond to this now?
How's it doing? They're not playing this, bro. They got invited already.
So for Yala, they were already kind of set up around the farm area, so they don't have to reposition too badly. Polarize have automatically reacted in a good way, moving from their kind of eastern position from Potato Hill and Blaze. They wait until the blue zone starts closing, and they allow all the other teams to kind of rotate around them so they can continue in this game as a full squad moving in on the edge. That's the way I would recommend it anyway.
It's exactly happening as what you're saying, actually. You know, Snake Squad and Bloodline are both going to rotate away from this one. They will encounter each other next to the side of Shelter, on the more southern eastern edge of Shelter. So now Blaze can really see it, that 2-2 split. They're going to get himself into the car, regroup back into Shelter, then put their focus onto the circle really well.
Yeah. I think they're going to wait it.
Because they knew they were
يلا عزي لعبة الصبح
بيني come in, they regroup. So Blaze, that is exactly what they should be
ميتا
doing.
تبارش الشارع حياتهم.
Power going to get headshot by Vitamin. Ooh, spicy.
I'm a little bit worried about Fast Bay Wildcats. Coming in from the eastern coastline, it's kind of good, it's safe, but you don't get as much. Okay, so they're doing what I hoped they would do. Instead of staying on the coastline where it's more low ground, they're actually going up and towards that higher ground outside the prison and the logging area, so they're going to be able to overlook the Milta area and the field, so they might be able to make that work, but it's still not going to be the easiest.
Still not going to be too easy.
Blaze.
Snake Squad making himself inside Milta, but Canina Power already started moving towards that bridge area, so far that means that Milta is going to be a free real estate for these teams. The Force slowly crashing to frag machines. They already got that kill, so looking really good. Potentially can ramp it up to an extra 4.
والله ببيدو ده
Find himself a lockout right after. An
كم
extra 3 kills
كذي
actually.
اي برو كان
More kills to go around. Let's get on looking for the angle. Unfortunately, with an M16 in hand, not the best weapon in that kind of range. Would propose you to shift it over, but Freak with that barrel going to do God's work on this team. The Force down to 2 is going to be Alkim and
هاتي والله فريق بلا
The Frag are very
زمان اوغا ما خاز بيرا فيك قبادك
Yeah,
باش
they are,
تو
but
بس
because they've kind of done the damage in the early parts, they have to control where they can kind of now push in a little bit more
what's up?
I think you notice they're kind of rotating behind them. They're going, hey, you guys fight, we'll go past you.
You do you guys.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Why is it?
Oh, no.
It's probably going to be
Blaze, that
top
is
3
gonna
Russian
be coming
teams.
to haunt you if you die because of that, Ralph, though. Behind the walls, you're already prone to taking nade damage, which is exactly what's going to be happening for him. Escaton. Now can we, especially no Escaton Imperium. This is a man who can clutch it. He knows his PUBG Mobile clutch gods moves. Then looking for Frag Machine, going to go for
ولا
the
تعاقبني يا ابراهيم.
his main AR, but no, not able to find the spray just yet, and he's going to get actually traded away by Freak. That is huge, and Frag Machine eliminate the Force in 14. 6 kills going the way of Frag.
Sayonara Konnichiwa to the Force. The circle has shifted down, but Bloodline fighting up against Polar.
آخر زين لو تسلسل نفر تماشى قاعد أنا زبرون PUBG بدكاتة 20 نفر. يلا تماشينا كان تبكم. بزورينيا.
Unfortunately, one of their
بس
players
تسلسل قول ما نقدر.
in a decent spot down below next to the road will pull off that res eventually. You can see the kill leaders so far. Freak and Boycat doing really good on their end, but this fight is going to be mainly a trade-off. And when you find the knocks, that's when you're going to try and full send and capitalize. Umbra out, but at the end they were still qualified, so it's all good, all fine for them.
Yala Esports have the potential to really get a strong result, right? But they do have to deal with Snake Squad and Kanina Power. Being outside the farm area, inside that compound by the road, it's pretty good for them, but I don't like the fact that kind of all of their players are in those kind of house and a half buildings. I would like to maybe see one kind of actually sent out a little bit further.
Let's not forget, this is a huge fight. Whichever of these two teams loses this fight, okay, so they need to take this. These two teams got a lot on the board for this game. Ked trying to go for the pre-shot, unfortunately not going to work out. They are down to a 2-man team. Imperium Polar Ace outnumbered.
Nice.
Ked, it's time to do Ked things, my friend. Pushing out, Wizard's ally is going to be with Jody. Jody
والله بقوتين سكواد. The guys that pick up Victor.
Whichever
No, bro. Victor is a sub.
Finals, they need to take the win. As this fight is taking long because they've just got so much pressure on their shoulders, they can't afford to go down. Allen picked up actually by our Chapo. Snake Squad going for a long distance third party into the blue zone, actually inside the circle, and they're going to be into the blue zone very soon. Ked, great spray, able to find a bit of damage onto Bazzi. They're going to be in the blue in just a few seconds. They need to end it. Ked, one more, then go for the rest onto Jody, and then just rush inside the circle. But if Bazzi finds himself Ked, that is the end for the Polar Ace team. It's a spray over with the Uzi.
Ked!
She's going to be a shots coming out. Ked wins it. Ked doing Ked things. And Polar Ace will remain alive, but you've got to be quick because it's phase 4. You can't res easily in that phase.
كيف تخوا والله بخش منظم وقمت كده بقى
Grenades being flown up by Kanina Power and it connects onto Daphne and Coursera.
There you have it. That was a clean one by Asa. Now
what
you
can I say with the Jody?
Something new.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. We just can't go for the res, but they're taking a car. They haven't picked up any speed. That's such a risky move. They lose one, they lose two. No Blaze throw in the game, and they're out. They're gone. They're not in a run anymore, baby, and that's going to be the end, normally, of their venture. We'll have to check in the standings later, but I'm pretty sure that that is not what they wanted to make it to the league finals. Oh, boy.
Oh, not a good end for them, but either way, it all comes down to what Yala and Fast Pay Wildcats can do, as Yala is fighting up against Kanina Power.
There you go. So far, we do know Bloodline not making it out. Blaze, it will really depend on the teams how they perform this lobby. So that's going to be point in interest. Especially teams next to their position. Also very close. Yala Esport on the more receiving end.
Old Boy's a fucking beast, bro.
Make it on through. This is an intense finish.
Old Boy's probably one of the best players in the EU. Solid.
That's not enough. They need a way better performance. So Polar Race are gone. Also, so like the teams are dropping down like flies. Imperium.
2 teams left in the running. You got Fast Pay Wildcats and you got Yali Esports. Fast Pay Wildcats, they actually rotated from the high ground down to the very coastal position by the bridge, and they are, of course, out of sight, out of mind. Do they have any kills? No, not really, but are they now in the top 7 and setting themselves up? Yeah, that's good stuff, and you can see they have 2 points from those kills. Let's see how it goes.
Arms are sweaty, my mum's spaghetti.
YouTube, see your baby, are you, Busho?
Gonzo, Kanina Power going to be looking for the fun. So Yala Esport, another team you
mentioned.
They got a huge amount of potential in this game to qualify, but unfortunately for them, they get
baby, are you?
Snake Squad, they're moving away. They got 8 kills already. They've done a great performance. Kato, great nade onto Black White. Now we've got to turn that nade and knock down into something big. You've got to turn that into a legacy going into this game. They take the fight towards Rob Denny. Rob Denny is going to be overwhelmed. Asa and Gonzo, 2-man team for Kanina Power. Can they make the comeback versus Yala happen? Can they take the 2v3? It's actually going to turn their focus towards Snake Squad in a distance. And the circle still has so much water involved. Teams might just go for the swim-in finish. As Azzy going to get cornered up in that position. And they're not going to get pushed up just yet. But Gonzo from Kanina Power, so he's going to get involved. They did get the rest also on Black White, by the way. So still back as a 3-man team. Gonzo, 1 bullet. That's all they needed to take him down. Black White
what the fuck, you guys want to play how many
games? But he's going to go for the first take. He's still got 4 after this.
Yeah, bro, don't even talk about it. One dog shit.
He's taking too long to use those knocks that they had earlier to finish Kanina Power.
Yes and no. Now they have to close out early on and get them.
Kraken oranın da Kraken
I like the fact they are thinking of their position.
Ja, men أنا فانا بس بنود الناس مشان يعني بزوان نظام
the 2-man team of Kanina Power.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like if you move now and you do not get rid of Kanina Power, you're going to get backstabbed. I know Kanina Power, they're going to use this potential. They're going to capitalize on this golden opportunity that was gifted to them to not only take that fight and potentially take the game and just sponge up all those points in their vicinity. So this is maybe the move that Yala Esport will regret or might be rewarding them. Was a huge game. Wildcats also down below, we talked about them, another team contesting, fighting for the league final spot in the top 16. They're going to force their way towards Snake Squad, and Yala Esports could have an angle from the northern side. Frag machines are out of the count, and they've continually got the entire western side for themselves.
Exam Kraken shit, but Nani or Nanasan, but Banalazan. How many teams total would be? Top 16, bro.
Beach out of this game, we'll have to wait and see. But Fast Pay, they still have 3 players up. That's good.
Go, Frag is more chill with the Frag.
Worry about Nyax.
Oh my god, this compound next. They've got circle magnets right now, looking good. The Yala Esports, they went into the circle. They're going to find themselves Black White right away. Just got 1 player. Seemed like they were ready for the backstab to potentially happen. As long as they were mentally prepared for that, I'm completely okay. I think Yala Esports are doing exactly what they must do to survive and stay along in this game. But still, once again, as a recap, 2 teams fighting for the top 16.
Fuck me.
Oh my god, the nade of Jamaz is decimating the side of Yala Esports. Another grenade coming out from Bandar. It might just seal the deal. It might just seal their fate as a whole. It does indeed. That is going to be it. Yala Esports are out in 6. And that was a huge play coming out from the northern team of headquarters.
Marines Force destination is held in the hands of Fast Pay Wildcat and
يا شيخ أنا والله يا شيخ مين نبغى ناكل ده
towards the edge of the circle. If that's not a desperation move, I don't know what is. But again, based off what's at stake, I'm okay with that.